Good morning everyone. Welcome again to another How To Thursday. Now last week I had mentioned about a few ideas in a bedroom. Now based on that, most of my discussions I talk about styling, I talk about adding greens, adding plants in it. So last time after I did the bedroom, I did get a few people asking me about the type of plants that they need to look for their bedroom. Now there are very popular plants that we suggest for the bedroom is, considering air pollution and things like that. But I will let you know today that what are the main points that you must consider when you plan to select your greens for your bedroom. There are a few things that you have to keep in mind before selecting your plants. And then of course there are a few plants that we know we usually do, which I will talk as I go along. So one of the things when you consider bedroom is you have to assess your light. Now, how much natural light is coming into your space? So usually bedrooms are not, it depends on how your bedroom is, which position it is, there will be an amount of natural light. Of course, you will have some window treatment, but given that there will be natural light coming in. Now, depending on this amount of natural light, you have to, that is one consideration that you do when selecting your plants, on whether they can survive in the low light or if it's a bright indirect light. Now these are the two main types of light that we usually get in the bedroom, unless you're having a really sun facing side and you get the warm light. So usually you have light is one of the important aspects that you have to consider. So we say snake plants, they survive with low indirect light, so they're really good. So snake plants are really good for your bedroom. Now the next thing is the air purification factor. Now there are some plants which are just general and do not cause much of a hassle, but there are some plants which are really good. They do filter the air. They do take the toxins out from your room, from the air. They do have a very good circulation, which is great. So again, snake plant comes really handy because they are considered one of the really good ones that take the toxins out. So very good for air, for taking the pollutants out. Another one is peace lily or the pothos. They are considered good as well for the air circulation. The third thing is the maintenance side. Now when you are deciding to buy a plant, you must make sure how much time are you going to invest in taking care of a plant. Now of course we do know when there is a plant, you need to nurture it, you need to take care and do. So depending on how much you think you will be taking care of the plant, you can of course go for low maintenance plants, or you can go for plants which have moderate to high maintenance, depending on again what factor suits you. So I do have one of my cousins. She's got all different types of plants, indoor and outdoor, which is great. So she is full on. She's always taking care of her plants and always making sure her plants do survive. So for her, it's not a problem at all. She can select any range of plants, but make sure what suits you the best. You decide depending on that. The next aspect that you have to consider is the aesthetic appeal. Now, what do you want when you decide for a plant? Now, why are you considering a certain plant? Do you think you want the large green leafy plants, which are more calming and bring in that pop of color? Or are you thinking you want flowering plants? So, which bring the pop of colors and you're happy with those colors coming in. So that is the other aspect you have to think about, whether what is the aesthetics you're after. Then the size and the proportion, that is very, very important. You have to select a plant that works proportionate to your room. Now, for example, you have a small room. Make sure you are able to use the height. You can always opt for even hanging plants. So they're not on the floor, they're hanging and they still add the green. And the size of a plant. Of course, if it's a large, you've got a corner where you can have a large plant. That is you get a plant according to that. Sometimes what you have is you only have your side tables where you might pop in your greens. So depending on what side table you have to select a plant that is in proportion to your space that you have. So always consider your room dimensions. Of course, if you've got a large room and you've got more to play with, you can opt for multiple plants and multiple pots in there. So that's another aspect. So everything is quite personal on which, what you are working towards to achieve and what is it that you are after. So these are the points you need to keep in mind to make sure what is it that you want to achieve, and what is it that you are after. Of course, last but not the least is, if you've got any pets, please make sure when you buy your plants, you just check with the nursery people that if that plant is ingested, that will not cause harm to your pets, because you never know. It's not only about releasing toxins and all that. Your pet can actually chew on it without you even realizing. So please make sure you check with the person you're buying the plant from whether, is there any hazard to all this. So today I've had a few people joining me in. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining. I really hope these sessions are proving useful to you guys. As said, please feel free to post your questions or anything, and I'm happy to answer, or you can always DM me. So I think I have given you the basic ideas, what you need to consider when you're selecting a plant. Of course, most of these apply for any other room as well. Any other room in your home, almost you have the similar application. But bedroom, considering your purification, and that's the space you sleep at night, we talk about the air purification quite a lot in bedroom and your living spaces. Now, as I said, the three most popular plants are snake plants. You have the water lily and the peace lily. Pothos. These are all the types which are great, ideal, and depending on what is it that you're after, you can always choose the plant you like. So these are mostly, they work on the low indirect light. Low lighting, they are really good for low. The peace lily is really good for indirect lighting. It doesn't need. And even the water, how much you need to water these plants are a minimum. Of course, they do have a bit of maintenance, but still they're not high in maintenance. So as I said, work around what you have and hoping you can create a beautiful space in your bedroom and always feel connected to nature. So have a lovely day today. See you guys next Thursday. Bye.